Hi everyone, welcome back. Namaskaram to Ben's bookshelf. So here I take videos about my books. I have a fun way of talking about my books. Every video I you do notice the red tokens above the books, right? So I have a bowl. Every video I take one of the tokens. It is the same as it is on the shelf. So I take one token and I talk about the book that corresponds to it. I put in my own thoughts, what I went through when I was reading that book, and if I have anything interesting to share about the book and its experience, also I'll let you guys know. I have the bowl with me now. Now let's get in. Pick one. Okay, book number 70. I think in the last few books we've only covered this part. Now I think hopefully we'll go to this part of the shelf. So book number 70 is hidden behind me. Okay, The Tenant of Wildfell Hall and Bronte. So it's one of the classics. We'll get into this. Book number 70, The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte. So this book is about our protagonist, I can say. It's both a woman and a man. So our heroine is Helen Graham. So she's a young widow who comes into Wildfell Hall as a tenant. So Wildfell Hall is a very old castle kind of place, and she comes in with her son. So she's a young widow. She gets into the hall as a tenant and starts living there. That's where the story begins. And we also have our hero. He's Gilbert Markham. So Gilbert is a free young man. He has a family, a sister, and he takes care of a farm, I think. So he is at his age of marriage, and they are looking for a girl. They do have recommendations for him, but Gilbert is very curious about this widow in Wildfell Hall. He thinks, who comes into a decaying hall and lives as a widow? And there is talk on the town, lot of gossip going on about this new widow. They do not know how she gets the money to survive, right? So they start cooking up stories saying that she could be improper and she might have the son who is illegitimate, and also about things like how she got out of that place. So these are all the gossip that goes on, and living alone as a woman is not acceptable anywhere, especially during the mid-80s where the background is set up. But as we see through this book, you get to know she sells paintings. She draws paints for a living. She sells them at a different city and gets money from that. That's what we get to know as Gilbert tries to talk to her. They meet in different places, and also he tries to get friends with her son, and slowly gets to talk to her, and they both fall in love. But our heroine is not ready to commit. She has commitment issues, and we get to know why, because she at a point where these two are very strong, and they are quarreling over each other. They like, he wants to commit and she is not. So at this point she gives him her diary. There, when he reads, he get to know that her husband was Arthur Huntington. He was a very charming man, but he had issues with alcohol. He was an alcoholic, but far above that, he was very abusive emotionally and as well mentally and verbally. So over time, she thought, I can fix this man, and she started living with him, but over the years she got to know that Arthur wouldn't change. At times he even committed open infidelity, abuse, and things that you don't want a husband to do. And at points he even went to the extreme of trying to make their son drink and try to swear at their mom, and these things pushed Helen to an edge. She left the place. For a woman who's married in the 80s, it's not an easy task. She cannot get out of a marriage that easily. There wasn't divorce as much, and if she ran away from the place, it is going to commit an illegal thing, because it's not okay, because everything she owns belongs to him, and she just ran away from that place. That is not legally binding. That's how it's put in the 80s. So what happens, she actually runs away, but she portrays herself as a tenant and gets into Wildfell Hall with her son. So this is what happens, and Arthur reads it, Gilbert reads it. Over time she gets a letter saying that her husband is ill and she has to go. Until this part, I was happy with the book. A lone woman doesn't care what the people are talking about her. She's just in her own phase and taking care of her son and stuff. But after this, she goes back to him to take care of him when he's ill, even though he still abuses her. That's something I didn't like. And he dies finally, and she gets back to be with Gilbert, and they get married happily. So that's about the Tenant of Wildfell Hall. It's a big book, and it's not an easy read. I read half of it and dropped it at a point. So the rest of it I had to cover from a lot of other summaries. It's a good book if you like classic novels that aren't as popular as Anne Bronte's other stuff. But this one is good enough for you to try if you are an avid reader. That's all I have for today. I'll see you all in my next video. Thank you.